Hello and welcome back to a new Rage Gaming video. My name is Hollow and I'm back to talk more Blue Protocol. We're very lucky to have some new news, which frankly I was not expecting, but I'm really happy about it. In case you somehow don't know, Blue Protocol is an upcoming MMORPG that may remind you of, say, Sword Art Online in its world and setup, those very anime-esque visuals, the action combat, and its pretty unique summoning system that is built into each class. This one has a good publisher behind it too, since it's also in development by Bandai Namco. I've made something like 10 plus videos for Blue Protocol now, but I recommend you check out my beta first impressions video and my recent console discussion video for expected timelines, release info, and all that good stuff. Lately, we had only small news while the team was working on real development of the game, with recent updates being just small GIFs or screenshots that certainly weren't enough for a lone video. However, after a job listing that had some good new info to mention, I had planned to make that part of the October MMO news video that I was already working on, but as it turns out, we then had a whole dev stream and tons of new information suddenly, so let's talk about it. A big thank you beforehand though to the website Blue Protocol database. A lot of the translations from these updates and the breakdowns of the dev streams comes from this website. As I've talked about in a few videos now, before I played the first beta, these guys have been the source for a lot of the information for Blue Protocol. They do really good work, so if you ever want to learn anything about Blue Protocol, that's the place to check. Firstly, let's jump into the job listing. As we know, they listed a job for localization about 6 months back, and it looks like they're doing it again as we get closer to the full release of the game. Already know that they were planning a global release at some time, but this post confirms it again while also giving us a timeline for that release. They're planning to release the game fully in its original region, Japan, then we're going to see a release globally, which is of course why they're hiring more people to help with that. This is exactly how I thought it would go, as I mentioned in my console video, but it's good to see plain as day right there, and we can be really happy to know that it is coming to the West first, rather than say getting a specific Korean or Chinese, maybe even Russian release before we ever get to see it. As it seems though, the Blue Protocol team is expanding once again to make it happen globally, stating that the job will supervise the localization of the game based on each region. Multiple regions, multiple languages, that's wonderful news. Wonderfully though, as a follow-up to my Will Blue Protocol Come to Consoles video, take a look at this line. The game's platform is PC, but it's currently under consideration for porting to consumers. This simply means that they're considering other platforms than just PC for the game, aka, yeah, consoles. Mentioned directly in this post is that from next year onwards, the team will be working on a gradual worldwide release, starting in Japan, then aiming for an IP expansion. Alright, so that's all great. Now let's move on to the dev stream. Surprise! There's another closed beta test. That's insane news. This second beta test will focus more on server load capacity for the matchmaking systems. It's important that the matchmaking in the game works very well, and we were unable to properly test anything like that in the original beta. However, a much smaller number of testers will be chosen to participate in this beta, only 15,000 total. This time, it's required that you're a resident of Japan, so if you aren't, you will need a VPN to have any chance of even signing up and then hopefully playing the beta if you're not in Japan yourself. Sign up time is October 12th through October 26th, and the beta test itself will be on November 7th, but it will last a tiny period, 3 hours, 7 PM until 10 PM Japanese time. The chances of me getting into this beta are basically none, but players can capture and share everything they see, so hopefully we'll have some fun stuff to look at after this short test. In this beta though, our characters are going to start at level 25 with a pre-made loadout of equipment. Unlike the first beta, we all created new characters and started at level 1. Clearly here they're looking to test specific content and of course specific matchmaking. From looking at the listings of what they're planning to test and what time, they're giving you a small window to prepare your characters, and then we'll be matchmaking into Giant Dragonclaw Mark. I would assume that's a dungeon, and I was actually playing in Dragonclaw Valley during the first beta, so that makes sense. Then they'll be testing Ombashira of Kamikaka, which again I can assume is a dungeon just further into the game. Then they're going to do an arena test, which I'm excited to see, where you fight hordes of enemies in the arena that you find in the capital city, racing against other players to kill these waves faster than others and making it further than others. Lastly, they'll be then testing a floating island in the void, aka a raid battle. That means a big raid boss, some real PvE mechanics to check out. That's what I'm excited to see. It also looks like from the information, you'll be able to choose your own skills and mod them how you want, even though, yeah, you'll have a preset loadout of equipment. So we might see some cool variations of all the abilities via the modding system. They're also going to give you between 3 different types of imajinn summons: Flame Prison, the Healing Hand, and the Fang King. This to me sounds like a tank, a healer, and DPS types of imajinn to choose between. Interestingly, also, the players are going to be given glory coins, which you can spend in this short test for the first time. These are exchanged for costumes and accessories, which were severely lacking in the original test and were planned to be updated and improved after the feedback. So we're going to get a chance to see what they're going to do with the different visual styles for equipment. Possibly see what types of cosmetics they're going to sell in the game, since this is, yeah, a free-to-play game. On top of all of that, we also got a proper look at some of the new character creator features that were super lacking in the first beta too. We've seen small gifs and images of these new options, but during the stream they were actually showing some of the cool things you can do with your character to make yourself, hey, a little bit more unique, which is always good to see. As simple as it seems, character creators are really important and a huge part of player fantasy. So it's great to see improvements like this. For the last part, another segment of the stream showcased the Sorcerer class with some new abilities and animations that I have never seen before. These incredible lightning effects with almost laser light abilities where you can create explosions, do lightning shots, and these very interesting spiky spheres. These can be sent out at great range, dealing damage to anything in their area from the looks, and also exploding in a huge area. Information on this is short right now, so I'm definitely going to look into that more for sure. If you aren't aware, they're reworking the original classes and their core gameplay to be more satisfying and varied. This is a great start looking at it. For now though, that's everything in this new Blue Protocol news, and I think that was a great chunk of new information. It was more than I was expecting anytime soon. God, we're actually going to get a new beta in less than 4 weeks. Even though, yeah, it's going to be super short, it's still more than I expected. And from it, we'll see new important aspects of the game that we've never seen before. Plus, seeing that short class rework was really nice. The new cosmetics, the new character creator, they're doing good work quickly. And to say the game is expected to release next year, I can't wait. As always, more Blue Protocol news will be on the way on this channel as soon as we have some, and I'll be looking into what we saw during that dev stream just to see if there's anything else we can learn. But God, I'm excited. Good luck if you do sign up for the next beta. But for now, I've been Hollow, you've been you, and I'll see you next time.